it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, My Sexual Life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. So yes, this movie is called The Pirates and an Adventure with Scientists, basically. Very, very interesting movie. It's actually a 2012 release movie, which I was quite surprised about. It's made by Aardman, which are the same people that make the Wallace and Gromit movies and Curse the Were-Rabbit, all that type of thing. So it's really good animation. So if you don't spoilers, please do not watch the rest of this episode until after you've seen the movie. But if so, you don't mind spoilers, you like to know what's happening, then let me enlighten you. So basically there are a bunch of pirates, as you probably know by the title, and it's very, very interesting movie because in this movie there is an animation of the Queen Victoria, so the Queen of England basically. And what happens is these pirates, the captain pirate, that's basically what it's called, Captain Pirate, he wants to win Pirate of the Year competition. And he keeps trying to win it, and you see him fail at the beginning because the other three pirates, they have lots of treasure, and it's the one that gets the most booty, the most treasure, that wins the actual cup for a year, basically. And he is shunned and laughed at in this pub place by the other pirates. He's made a laughing stock of because he doesn't have loads of treasure and doesn't have loads of money, and so therefore doesn't meet the stipulation of winning the pirate award. And so he is really like fed up. He's thinking about giving up actually becoming a pirate. And the person who's second in command, he just calls him Second. So he's called Captain Pirate, and the other guy's called Second. So that's all you know. And there's some other pirates as well. And basically, Second, who's like the second in command, he talks Captain Pirate out of it. Now, Captain Pirate has what he calls a parrot called Polly. But on their adventures when they're at sea, the captain has been talked into staying as a pirate because the second in command, he talked the Captain Pirate back into staying as a captain despite the fact he's not got treasure. And the captain then decided to go on all these ships and try and get some treasure and basically, you know, hold people captive to get the treasure. But whenever he went on these different boats, it's quite funny in parts. He went on one and they'd all got like the plague and they were dying, and it's like, well, it's not funny, but it's like, it's meant to be funny in the sense that he's come looking for treasure, and they were like, I give my right arm to have some treasure right now to make myself well, and then the arm drops off and stuff like that. So I guess it's a little bit dark humour for kids movie. This film was Certificate U, by the way, suitable for 4 years and upwards. We'll go more into that in a bit. So anyway, the second pirate in command talks the Captain Pirate into staying as a captain. So the captain tries to get all these ships, jump aboard all these ships to get their booty money, but basically they haven't got any. And the last one he comes across, the last boat he intrudes on, if you like, is meant to be Charles Darwin. So Charles Darwin was famous scientist for evolution, you know, of animals, that type of thing. So Charles Darwin was a real person in real life, but obviously this is an animation. And so anyway, what happens is when Charles Darwin in this movie sees the captain's parrot, he says that's not a parrot, it's a dodo, and dodos went extinct years ago. So he said there's an event basically when you can win untold riches, he says, if you win this scientist competition. So Captain Pirate decides to go with Charles Darwin and all the other pirates to London to actually try to win this competition because he thinks there's treasure and he can go back and win the Pirate of the Year award because he'll have the most treasure then. But when they go to the UK, the London, to the Scientist Award, Queen Victoria hates pirates. She can't stand them, and usually she beheads them in the film. And so there's a huge grave danger. But Charles Darwin is in love with Victoria, Queen Victoria, and she wants this dodo. And she tells Charles Darwin she wants it for the petting zoo. And so basically Charles decides to steal the dodo off the captain pirate. And there's quite a funny scene when basically all the pirates around Charles Darwin's house, Captain Pirate has a dodo with him in his bed, makeshift bed, like a swinging hammock. Second in command's in the room. And then all of a sudden, this monkey who's a waiter, Charles Darwin has this monkey that's basically meant to be like a monkey version of himself, I think. And he dresses like a waiter and is like a butler and everything in the house. And the monkey, dressed like that, steals the dodo off the captain pirate. And so there's quite a funny scene where all the pirates like come out of the room. One's in the bath, and the bath goes through the ceiling. The bath then goes all the way down a couple of sets of stairs. The statues are all falling down the stairs. All the pirates end up coming out the rooms, joining the person in the bath. And you find out later, actually, the person in the bath was a female posing as a male to get on the pirate ship. And so, you know, there's this colossal, like, almighty, like, clash of everything coming down the stairs. A bath's coming down the stairs full of water. All the pirates are getting in it together. It's speeding along. There's a great big statue, I think, of an elephant at one point. I'm like, what the hell's going on? That bit was really funny. I really enjoyed that scene. There was a lot of action in it. It must have taken them ages for Aardman to do the animation of that bit because it was really intense and there was so much stuff around the house that just kept dragging along with this bath, and it ended up taking part of the carpet up with it, I think. So everything was just coming on top and through different doorways as this bath went in all the way down to like the lounge at the bottom. And the person in the bath, the part in the bath, ended up being like in the bubble bath, but naked under the bubble bath by themselves in the street. It was like, has anyone got a towel? Because all the pirates like kind of abandoned that pirate in the bath. That was really funny. And so anyway, what happens is the Captain Pirate's easily led by Charles Darwin. He didn't believe Charles actually took the dodo. Of course, it was a monkey, and Charles said, it must be some other pirate who's trying to steal it for, scientist who's trying to steal it for the competition. And you might think, now, how did the pirates, if Queen Victoria hates pirates and beheads them, how did the pirates actually get onto land in London under Queen Victoria's nose without realizing, well, they're in disguise, but she does find out that they are indeed pirates in the end. And because Charles Darwin gets the dodo bird for the Queen, but Captain Pirate, Charles goes to get the dodo, but Captain Pirate actually gets it back and hides it. And he's about to be beheaded. But Charles Darwin is like, if you do that, we won't know where the dodo is, and you need the dodo. So the Queen decides to pardon the captain, and then Charles Darwin purposely gets the captain drunk when the pirates think they're going to go back to the sea and forget about this because they don't, she pardoned the captain. They don't want to get their heads beheaded. They want to get off the land as soon as possible, get back into the sea, but instead Charles Darwin gets some of his friends, including female friends, to lure the captain back, and said, we're just going for a drink for 20 minutes. Instead, he gets the captain drunk and tries to get the captain to spill the beans on where the dodo is. The dodo's actually been hiding in his beard, of all places. Anyway, the dodo is captured finally. It goes to Queen Victoria, and then later on, the Captain Pirate finds out that Charles Darwin is a tramp, is homeless with his monkey. And Charles apologizes and says, I'm so stupid. The Queen didn't get attracted to me after all, because he thought the Queen was attracted to him. That's why I'll do anything for her, and stole the dodo. And he basically said that, you know, because the captain pirate had gone back to look for the dodo in the petting zoo, it wasn't there. And Charles is like, no, what's happened? He found out the Queen is with a group of people that actually eats rare animals and species, basically, as delicacies. And so the dodo is going to be eaten on her ship with all these other royalties. And that was quite a twist. And so they changed Queen Victoria, who's obviously like meant to be prim, proper, very dignified and respected, into some like rare species eating monster type person who's literally like does like karate chops with instruments and stuff. It was quite funny to see the juxtaposition, the opposite, you know. The irony of it was quite funny. And so there's some scenes later on where the Captain Pirate with Charles Darwin's flying in this balloon. Charles is doing all the work, as in cycling with the balloon to keep it afloat in the air. So rather it being like a hot air balloon years later, it's like set back in the 1837 or something. And so they haven't, the hot air balloons are not like they are today. And it was like he was cycling to try and keep it afloat, basically. But he was doing all the work while Captain Pirate was just like sunning himself or drinking drinks to keep his hydration up. And yeah, that was quite funny as well. There's some really funny moments in this movie. I did enjoy it. It's 2012, but I watched it in 2022. I'd never seen the movie, so to me it was new. And so anyway, to cut a long story short, the Captain Pirate eventually does get the dodo back, but not after he encounters a lot of problems with Queen Victoria trying to kill him, and being like doing like kickboxing, karate chops, and all this type of thing. It's really, really funny. And eventually gets the dodo back, and but first he gave the dodo away. I forgot to tell you that. So what happened is the Queen Victoria, when Charles Darwin got him drunk and he took him to the Queen and said where the dodo is, they captured the dodo, but the Queen basically said, because the captain was getting it back off her, but the Queen says, well, made him an offer of all this treasure in her room, basically for the dodo. And so Captain Pirate gave the dodo up in the end. But when he found out when he came to look for it in the petting zoo, because he came to look for it in the petting zoo, because what happened is he went to go back for the pirates competition, Pirate of the Year, thinking he would get it with all this treasure. And when he put all the treasure forward, one of the other pirates, Black Bellamy, has got the pirate had the same surname as me, because my surname's Bellamy, Sandra Bellamy is my actual full name, don't have a middle name. Black Bellamy's like, well, he can't win a Pirate of the Year award because he's been pardoned by the Queen, so he's a traitor because we're against the Queen, because she's against pirates, and therefore he can't be Pirate of the Year because he's no longer a pirate. So this is when they kick him out, and then he goes to petting zoo to try and find his friend the dodo that's been pet for years, and leaves all the other pirates behind. And that's when he finds Charles Darwin, who's basically a tramp and homeless, with the monkey, and together Charles Darwin and him try to get the dodo back. But they have to go on this boat where the Queen's about to eat the dodo, and she's got loads of other species locked up for the chef down below. Really rare species, but not as rare as a dodo, to eat them with a load of other royalty, basically. And so he then with Charles Darwin, manages to get the dodo back off her, but it takes a lot of time, energy, and effort, and a lot of violence, I guess. And so in the end, the Queen's that angry with him that she's like shouting at him and threatening to kill him, and said he's no longer pardoned. And so that means he's a pirate after all in the end. And his crew basically were like, you are Captain of the Year, pirate of the Year for us, because it's what's inside that counts, and you went back to save the dodo because you care about him so much, and that means he's got like a heart of gold, and he really cares, and that's more important than treasure. And that's a real true captain, is loyalty, and a real true pirate is loyalty to his team, and the dodo's like a family member. Now, one of the things I didn't like as an asexual person in the movie was sexual innuendo, like sexual remarks, actually. So, although there was no sex in this, there was multiple references to getting a view of down a woman's top. Multiple references throughout the whole of the movie. Now, bear in mind, this movie is a certificate U. It's suitable for 4 years and up. But I think it's disgusting that at that age they are promoting the fact that it's all right for guys to look down women's tops at their breasts and basically treat women like a sexual object. I really object to that, And so throughout the movie, there was like a lot of scenes where the pirates are going, "Oh yeah, like be on this ship, or do this, that, and the other, and then you'll be able to look down the woman's top, basically her breasts," and when you think that they're allowing 4-year-olds in the cinema and up, what message does that send to children that are 4, 5, 6? It basically says that it's fine to like go and oogle women's breasts. It's fine to like go and look down women's tops. It's actually perverted doing that, And like if you're in a relationship and it's consensual, fair enough. But I mean, at the end of the day, going around staring at women's boobs and trying to get views of different women's breasts, and promoting that throughout the movie, I think it's pretty disgusting for that certificate of movie. I don't actually think it's necessary, but they very much made the captain out that, that was one of the things he loved to do. And throughout the whole movie, it was kind of like geared towards women and, talking about women in a sexual manner, really regarding looking down their top. It was all like, let's do this so we can see down women's tops. Let's do this so we can get a good view of a woman's top, down a woman's top and stuff like this. And I just really was appalled by that. I'm thinking, this is a certificate U. So basically, what, a 5-year-old boy, you're teaching him it's fine to just go around oogling women and go around looking down women's tops. And, that's what you need to do in your life. That's one of the benefits of, like, women, is just looking down their top. And like trying to find positions in which and situations in life which enable you to do that. I was pretty horrified and disgusted by that. That's why I put in the title of this movie sexual reference, because it is like, looking down a woman's top, getting a view of a woman's top, it's just like down a woman's top is just like sexual references. And I was shocked, and I'm thinking, no wonder there's so many like guys that think women can be used as sex objects from a very early age, because they're taught in cartoons like that, animations, I should say, that it's normal and fine and what should be, and everyone like kind of cheering each other on, and everyone's kind of like going after that. It's like a woman's value is not dependent on her bust, and a guy shouldn't be going after a woman for that specifically in the first place anyway, and you shouldn't be going around looking for that. And I don't think it's right to teach kids that. It'd be much better to say, oh, like let's find me a caring woman because I've been at sea a whole load of time on my own now and I'd like to settle down or something. Or, like, oh, it's been ages since I had a good conversation with a woman, because I'm always at sea or something like that, just to sit and chat and look into her eyes or something romantic and beautiful like that, if they're going to do some sort of like fancying attraction type of storyline, it's much better to have it romantic and non-sexual at that age. That, you know what I mean? I just find it really rude and disgusting that they're teaching kids that, and it's okay to be like that, because it really isn't. It's not okay to go around like putting yourself in positions just so you can see a woman's breasts. It's not okay to do that. It's just not on. Imagine if it was the other way around. Imagine if it was an animation that was teaching women to look at guys' dicks and let's get a good view of a guy's dick, So I was really kind of shocked that it was, throughout the whole movie, that it was about, looking at women's breasts. Like I never hear of movies going, the animation going, oh, let's see if we can see a guy's balls. Let's go around if we can see a guy's dick under the table. or Willy. You know, let's go and look for willies. I never see movies like that. So why is it okay to have animation like that where it's talking about women's breasts and getting a view of their top? It quite annoys me, as you can tell. Other than that, the movie was good. I did like the rest of the movie. I thought it was quite funny in some places. I thought it was good watch. Not one of my favourite animations, but it was, you know, I paid £2.49 at Kids Club. I saw the movie at a Kids Club showing. So basically any movies that are on Kids Club are usually only like £2.49, £2.50, which is much cheaper than they'd be on the big screen. And, you know, for £2.49, it was good enough. And, you know, there was quite a lot of funny moments in there. And there was a pirate called Bellamy. Well, hey, what can I say? So anyway, I hope you found this review useful, helpful, insightful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you've seen the movie already, give me your comments below. I'd love to know what you think. What did you think of the sexual references? Did you pay attention to that or not? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode. I'll see you soon next video live stream. Lots of love. Bye. Bye.